Hello, welcome to the Perfume Realm. My name is Manahel, and yes, I am wearing the same outfit as my previous video, but I just wanted to record two right away, and I didn't want to change my top. I'm being a little bit lazy, but this video is going to be my top 10 fragrances of the winter. Now, where I'm from, the winter is definitely still going on. It is still freezing most of the days, so I am still using these fragrances, but it is just a list of the fragrances that I have been using throughout the season in general. So we are going to start off, and there is no order with what I am starting off with. We are going to do Angel Muse from Mugler. This is a beautiful fragrance, and I really love to wear it in the winter because, wow, it is really strong, quite powerful, and I believe in the summer that you could literally suffocate someone. So if you really wanted to have, instead of pepper spray, you could just spray some of this, and whoever is following you is going to literally pass out because it is very strong. And I'm very sure in the summer that heat is going to just elevate that strength to a different level. But this is hazelnut in a bottle, like creamy hazelnut, sweet, creamy hazelnut. And there's actually like a little bit of a texture in this for me, like a little bit of a bite to it. Like when you bite into chocolate, like Hershey's chocolate, like a Hershey's chocolate bar, that texture, that feeling is what I get with this, like a hazelnut chocolate bar almost. It's like, for me, if you've ever watched the Food Channel, this is the only way I've ever learned about this, but I think when you're cooking pasta, there's something called al dente. I'm not sure if I have the right word or not, but basically it's when you're cooking your pasta, you want to cook it to the point where it's not super, super soft, but it's obviously well cooked. It's not like hard or anything, but there's just a little bit of a bite to it. I don't know. For some reason, that's the only way I can really describe what I get with this fragrance, but it is beautiful. Absolutely love it. The next one I am going to talk about is A Winter of 99 from Kerosene. Perfect name for it because I've been using it, but it is Winter of 19/20. Um, but yes, this is a beautiful fragrance. My first ever video actually had a little review of this. I learned about this fragrance from Lola Scents, who has a beautiful channel, and I picked it up. Well, I didn't pick it up. I ordered, especially around the time of the holidays. This is really nice because there's kind of that spiciness from like holiday spices, like cinnamon and like all these other, fun spices, and it has a little bit of heat to it, almost like wood burning. And then I don't have like the notes with me right now. There's this kind of molasses texture to it. I think there's actually a note of molasses in there, and you can definitely tell because there's this kind of thickness of binding all the notes together, and I am pretty sure that would be the molasses. And also, as it dries down, it goes to a really, really nice eggnog, and I really like that. It's an eggnog scent that has a little bit more, just a little bit of an extra level of spice to it, but it is beautiful and it's comforting and cozy, and I love this for the winter. The next one I have, this one is Gucci Intense Oud. This is the one I like to use for kind of more fancy occasions, if I'm going out, stuff like that. I do like to use Gucci Intense Oud. It's beautiful, it's strong, and it is a sweet oud, and we all know that oud is already very, very strong. That sweetness, again, in the summer, I believe would just be unbearable. So I love to use this in the winter time. Next up, I have Oud Bouquet, which is another sweet oud. This is thick, syrupy, boozy rose and oud, and it's beautiful in the winter. It's just really, really nice. It has a beautiful sillage, and I think in the cold air, this just mixes in really well with that cold air and really leaves a beautiful sillage behind you. So I like to use this in the winter time. Another one that is very sweet, and you have to be careful when you use it in the summer. Next up, I have Black Orchid. I adore Black Orchid. I feel like there is not a single other perfume that has been able to replicate it. and it's just so unique. It's so unique. It's strong. It has this forbidden element to it. It has something like, no, like this is wrong. Like you shouldn't be, smelling this. There's something like that. And I love that element. And of course, it is very, very, very thick and has that sweetness in it. Definitely another one that if you want to wear in the summer, you have to be careful about it, because I think it could also knock someone out for sure. Next up, I have Zahra's Rich Warm Addictive. I bought this perfume because every other YouTuber or person on Instagram who's interested in fragrances had posted about this at one point or another, and I was just dying to smell it. And I am actually addicted to this fragrance. So there's this thing I do when I really, really love a fragrance. Sometimes I will bring it with me and put it on my desk when I'm working. And then every so often I'll lean over, pop off the cap, and take a little whiff of it. And I do this with this one a lot. It's really, 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 really yummy. It's very yummy. To me, it has a syrup quality to it. I'm not talking about maple syrup. I'm thinking of like a really thin, sweet cooking syrup, something that you would put into a dessert or drizzle on top of a dessert or into the batter. But to be honest, I wouldn't know there's tobacco in it had I not looked at the notes. So I don't want to say like, oh, I smell tobacco. I don't want to say I smell a note if I don't smell it, even though it's on the list. So Zahra Rich Warm Addictive is a one I have been loving this winter. After that, I have Monstera's Instant Crush. I received this recently and I have been wearing it non-stop. It's really beautiful. And I say that to all of my fragrances. I'm like, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. But I like to wear beautiful fragrances. I'm not going to wear one that's not beautiful. So I'm not lying, technically. Although you guys might get tired of hearing that. Sorry. Anyways, this is Monstera's Instant Crush. I did a review over this and Velvet Vanilla, also from Monstera, in a recent video, so definitely go check that out if you are interested in seeing a more in-depth review. But this is one that I've been liking this winter. And then we have Scandal. Oh, this is a true beauty. I'm really happy that I added this to my collection. When I smell the cap, it's enjoyable, but when it hits my skin, it goes to a whole other level. It really is scandalous. It has the honey, and I love a note of honey. But the thing with this is, I will never wear this in the summer. I know this for a fact because the honey in this is almost sour. It's not sour, but it's almost there. And I know a lot of people think that this honey note kind of smells like cat urine. I read here and there in some reviews. That's not what I get, but I can see how maybe for someone else and maybe with their chemistry that they might be picking up on that. However, in the summer heat, I think that it definitely could become a little bit too much, and I do not want to be put off with this. I actually want to go out and get Scandal by Night and the Paris edition as well, because I just liked all the variations of this, to be honest, and it's a good one for me, and also one that I love using in the winter. So let's see how many I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the last one I have to show you is Parfums de Marly Delina exclusive. So I've talked about this several times on my channel, but this is my signature scent. I could not leave it out, and it is a signature scent that I believe is perfect in the winter, especially because it is very, very dense. It's the level of creaminess in this fragrance really makes it dense. It's already very sweet, and I think that in the summer at times, on certain days, this isn't the way to go. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the original Delina, but I think Delina does a great job in the summer because it's a lot more fresh, a lot more floral. This one has that creamy nature to it and that denseness and a little bit more of a gourmand take on Delina, whereas Delina is definitely more fresh and more floral. There is a rhubarb note in this, which I think is really perfect because it kind of cuts through that sweetness and adds a little bit of complexity. It kind of battles that sweetness a little bit, and I like that dichotomy now and then in my fragrances. So this is something that I've definitely been using this winter, and I love it. Hello, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a different top than I was a few seconds ago, it's because I recorded the video and realized that I actually didn't tell you guys 10 fragrances. I believe one of them I didn't review, and that one was the Shalimar Souffle Intense. Now, I do have an in-depth review of this on my first video ever if you want to go check that out. But I enjoy wearing this in the winter because even though it's a cold vanilla fragrance in my opinion, I think it just matches the outside weather really beautifully. It has like a cold breeze of vanilla to it, and I just really enjoy wearing it in the winter for some reason. I know a lot of the times I like to wear like cozy, warm fragrances, but just for some reason this one feels perfect to me in the winter. So it is Shalimar Souffle Intense. Sorry, I'm about to go back to my normal clothes now. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there's any 5-minute reviews you're interested in seeing. Let me know what winter fragrances that you have on your list, definitely. Also, if you did enjoy this video or any of my content, I would love it if you considered subscribing. Give this video a like and share with a friend. Have a good one.